I'm Piers Lane. I'm the Artistic Director of the Sydney International Piano Competition and the non-voting chair of the jury. And talking of the jury, I'm very happy to be talking today with Uta Weyand, whom I first met in Barcelona when we were both at a world conference for piano competitions. And then I was on a jury with her in Manchester the year before last, in 2021. And so it's thrilling to have you here in Sydney.
Oh, thank you so much, Piers. I'm also really feel very honored to be here because it's my first time in Australia and this is really very, very exciting.
Is it what you expected?
I must admit that, of course, I haven't seen that much of Australia yet. I saw the airport and I entered by car to the hotel, and I was really impressed because walking around the city and seeing so much water, you know, it's quite inspiring, the place.
It's winter time, but it's not too chilly, is it?
I remember that you apologized that you will steal my summer from Germany, but I must say I would love to have a winter time like that in Germany. It's so full of light, you know.
Yes, the light and the water, and I think that harbour view with the Opera House and the bridge is
absolutely
one of the most special in the world.
Yeah. It's a must-see, I must say, because this is not every capital of a country has got an opera house like that.
That's true. And this competition, we're in the third day of it when you and I are talking now. How does it compare with your competition? Yours is a very different one, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Mine is very different because we are not a competition like in this classical way, like you do it here. But still, we have many things in common because what we are doing in Pianale, it's called Pianale Piano Competition, but it is also an academy. What we have in common, for example, that we also want the pianists to play in different venues and on different pianos. So it is very important, I think, to see how they react and to be close to the real life they would have after winning a competition, because they must be prepared to be able to deal with these different situations.
Yes.
And this is something we really have that in common. And
well, yesterday you mentioned too, when I said that the semi-finalists will be expected to announce their pieces to the audience, they've got to talk. Of course, that's hard for some of them when the English may be their second, third or fourth language. But you train them at Pianale to do that as well.
Absolutely. We train them and they have to try also to speak about their program or to present themselves. They are free of what they want to say. But what we also do, we give even language classes. So our students, if they come, they can decide whether they want to join an English or German or whatever French class or Russian class or whatever language they would love to learn. Actually, I included that because I saw that many young pianists, they have a dream to study abroad. And nowadays, it's so important that you are able to speak really the languages from the country you are planning to go to. And so our students in Pianale, they can use the 2 weeks and have a really very intense time with the language class. It's done by professors from In Lingua, which is worldwide also existing. So they have every day a training of 1.5 hours of their language, and there are only 2 or 3 in one class. So it's intense. Really a privilege. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, you're unusual for a German, might I say, in that you have spent time in Spain and you, well, not specialize in Spanish music, but it's one of your specialities. And in fact, in the gala concert for the jurors, you played Spanish music, some of which I think was very associated with you.
Oh, yes. Well, I have been living for 15 years in Spain. So it is from still my student time, passing over to my teaching sessions and competitions and playing many concerts and so. And of course, in that time, I also figured out that the music of Spain is just so wide. It's not only Albéniz, Granados and De Falla. It's just so many it's such a variety of composers. I feel a little bit like in Australia that now we can see so many different composers, and also from now, and we can feel them, we can talk to them, and we must do it. I had this privilege also to get to know Xavier Monsalvatge, which I played his sonatine pour Yvette, and I could work with him for 3 years. Unfortunately, his 3 last years, but it was very nice because he turned 90 in that time, and just a few months later he died. But we had a wonderful friendship, and he gave me actually his piano concerto from a little cupboard out. He took the music out and he gave it to me literally like that, and he said, "Please play my piano concerto." And to have such a message it's somehow
really inspiring.
Yeah, I feel like an ambassador since then. For not
have you
only
performed
for this, I have performed it quite often. Yes, of course. In Barcelona, it's a piece people really adore, and also in Germany I could play it. But I still fight really for it and would love to play it all over the world because it's really worth it. It's called Concerto Breve, but it's about 30 minutes.
Interesting to see the long version.
Yeah.
Now, we only have half a dozen women pianists in this competition, and only 75 women applied out of the 250 applications.
Oh.
What is it? Can you see any reason for why women have a harder time establishing career after tertiary institutions, where they often dominate institutions?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a mother and wife as well. You seem to be having it all. How do you do it?
And the secret is a very good organization.
Right.
Because you must be just incredibly organized, so, and you also must be able to give things away which are not so important to you.
Prioritizing.
Of course. So otherwise it's impossible to get your free time. I think the biggest struggle is that as a pianist, you... maybe I'm wrong, but I think we all feel that this profession, we need to be alone. And to share your life with family, with, like you said, with children, with a husband, with even a house or something, or a garden or something you also love. But in a way, you have to try to find out how to live a double life. It's somehow the life as a pianist, and the other side is your private life. But on the other hand, I enjoy also very much that first of all, my husband is not a musician. Our children, they love music, they play music, they have fun with music, they go to the concerts, and this is something, of course, we give them. But I'm out of a musical family, and in our family, all the time music was the only subject we were talking about, So in a way, today, I enjoy very much that I can live my professional life alone, really only by myself, and that gives me a lot of time to practice in this quiet room somehow, to explore who you are, and but also then when life comes back, you have this sparkling children around, and you have guests, and but you leave then the piano,
and you can get that
in this
balance.
Other world, and you can get the balance. Yeah, but I agree that it's a very difficult subject to organize.
And do you think it is harder for women to make it in the performing career?
I'm not sure, because I don't know how it is to have a career like a man, So in a way, actually, I don't really think why should it be more difficult? I think we are different in a way of playing, and we give different meanings to our playing. We have different colors. We have maybe also different ways of playing. But in a way, I think if the right people hear you in the right moment, and if you follow this moment, why should it be more difficult for a woman than for a man? I'm not
good
so
that
sure.
You've not
I'm not so
had
sure.
that issue. Yeah. And how did you studied with Bashkirov, didn't you, at one stage?
No, I studied with Margulis.
Margulis.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Margulis, he was in Freiburg in Germany, but I did my master with him. So first I studied with Elsa Kolodin. She is a Polish pianist, and she was very specialized in young people. So I studied with her when I was 15, and actually because of her I found my real love for the piano, because actually before I didn't practice that much. I played the violin for 8 years. My violin teacher thought that I would maybe be a violinist, but I thought that was very tricky. But in a way, what I really wanted to be is an opera singer. Right. That was my dream. I wanted to be an opera singer. But at the end, with the piano, I went so fast further, and my voice was not enough. So
you can sing on the piano instead.
You can sing, and you
you
must sing very intensively. Yes,
that's right. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I certainly listen for to all these fantastic pianists we're hearing, is that ability to sing a phrase from beginning to end.
Absolutely,
and a piece from beginning to end.
Yes. Maybe I'm a little crazy about sound, because I really always look for the sound, and the personality is in the sound, I think, So you can hear now in this competition so many different personalities, and they all are heard through their sound, So it's remarkable, isn't it? That with very impressive.
The same piano, you hear it played 11 times in a row. It sounds completely different. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, we are actually talking in a break, and we have to start adjudicating very soon. So I think we better stop talking. Thank you so much, Uta.
Thank you.
Wonderful to chat with you.
Thank you.